housing and their means as medical care, like, that's what they go to jail for, or that's their lifestyle? Is that what-
And free meals,
Yeah.
TV,
I mean, it sounds
air
pretty good to
conditioning.
me.
Dentist.
Might be my
dentist,
retirement.
heart operations.
It's a tradition. And people used to go in every November and spend
Yep.
the winter.
Yep.
That's been going on for decades.
That used to be the case here too, years ago. They go into the winter, in the fall, stay in
That's how we
jail
got
for
our
the winter.
wood cut. It worked out for everybody.
Yeah. Any other comments for Jason? Thank you, Jason.
Okay.
Sandy? How are we doing? Doing all right? By the way, Commissioner Solomon is on vacation for 2 weeks, so she's not here this week, won't be here next week. Not the same. Okay, Sandy?
Good morning.
Morning.
This morning at Mountain View, our census is 101 residents. We have 5 Medicare residents. We have a total of 28 private pay residents, and that includes our Medicaid pending. When you're Medicaid pending, you're still of a private pay nature, and I wasn't able to get the breakdown today. But, so we have a total of 28, some of which are pending Medicaid but have not been approved as yet.
Okay.
And 68 Medicaid residents.
But that 28 is up from 17 or 16, right?
Yeah, but with that number, which I reported last week,
Yeah.
and I think the week before, I had a breakout of how many are awaiting Medicaid with an application.
Okay.
It's been a very busy week. We did have 1 death. We had 3 admissions and 1 discharge.
That's unusual, isn't it, for a discharge?
We have, on occasion, we have some.
Okay.
But a fire and emergency preparedness plan. Right now, we are attempting to get all of our documents in order for submission to the state for the actual life safety inspection, which is a physical inspection. So they want this to be included. Now, I presented this in January of this past year. It was signed off. What we did is, because we will be entering the facility, the new facility with a new name, we wanted to rectify that document. So Chief Raleigh came by yesterday and signed off. Bob has signed off, and I'm just asking for a signature here. And I also have a copy of the document, which has been edited.
Okay.
Moving companies, we had an RFP was sent out for 3 proposals. Bob, you conducted 3 tours?
Yeah, I actually had 3 respondents. Only 2 came back with a proposal. The third one I've yet to hear from. I expected to hear from him last week. Haven't heard from him yet. But we do have 2 proposals that we're prepared to present to you.
Do you have a recommendation?
Well, I'd like you to read over the proposals and go with what you think should happen. However, after interviewing both of these moving companies, they're both, I believe, equally qualified. Their prices are both very close to each other. Difference being is one company has a fixed price, guaranteed not to exceed price. The other company has a range. Granted, they're similar, they're very close to each other, but I think you might be more comfortable with a fixed price as opposed to a variable price. The same company that has the fixed price also is going to finish the job in 1 day. The second company gives themselves an out in the contract, saying if they don't finish up in one day, they're gonna come back the next day and finish, which we're kind of uncomfortable with. We think this
Yeah.
needs to be done in one day.
But aren't we talking about moving some stuff ahead of time?
Yeah,
So both of these companies would move something ahead of time and then
yes,
on that
but the day of the resident move is the critical day.
Yeah,
Administration, the week ahead of time, that's, granted, we want to get that all done in one day as well, but that's not as critical as the resident move.
Right.
That has to be done in one day. The residents, the remainder of their belongings, physical therapy department has to get moved over, activities has to get moved over,
Yeah.
all in one day.
yeah. So both these companies are gonna spend 2 days, one prior to the residents and then one during the residents?
Correct.
Correct? Okay.
Correct.
So I have a question. Is this a list? Is that a list what are you going to move? What are they moving?
They will be moving, we actually made a list, Commissioner Kenny, and worked with Jason and Will to assist us on things that we felt as though we could move. What will feel as though that we cannot move, first of all, we're looking at all of the office furniture, because that'll have to be taken apart, put back together again, time-consuming, et cetera, as well as all of our large files. As far as the resident areas, Jason and Will, with staff, will be moving approximately 200 boxes. They will be moving 100 boxes, plus chairs, plus tables, plus pianos, when you begin to look at it, it's quite a list of what they will be moving. Mr. Lichko has been through our facility and has tagged every piece of furniture that will be moved. But again, it's quite an undertaking, and I don't have a defined list as far as what is being moved, but I believe we gave accurate accounts to both, or three of the movers that did tour the area.
So they're on an equal basis, right? All these. all
Oh, yeah.
three?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And what other volunteers are going to assist with? Because you have also a list of volunteers.
We do, but volunteers will be assisting with the movement of residents as far as directions,
Yeah.
those types of things. We don't want that liability because, we don't know the health status and whatever of individuals. So therefore, we certainly want to make sure that, obviously, we can use a lot of help, but it's not necessarily the physical lifting as it will.
Are we pretty well set for volunteers for direction?
We are.
Do we need more?
Well, Patty Kane is actually chairing that area. She'll be getting back to the heads of volunteers and volunteer lists that we have so far, beginning of August, once we have a firm date. And I believe Bonnet, Page and Stone stated that they will be giving us, and we will decide on a firm date of the move, the beginning of August.
The person for Ossipee Rotary is Jane Britton. Telephone number is 539-4591. When I met with her with that Rotary Club several months ago, she said, give us a call and give us an idea when you need people, and she will help.
Okay.
Also?
I do believe there was a call attempted, but maybe we got some information that wasn't quite factual. in regard-
RSVP will help also, Co-op Extension would help also, so,
Okay. Great, wonderful.
okay.
All right, Bob, do you want to talk about the
Go ahead,
commission
some
here?
more. Okay.
Yeah, commissioning meeting yesterday went very well. It was kind of brief, but the boilers have been filled with water. The heating system in the east wing has been filled with water and water circulating. There's water circulating in the west end of the building. The cold water main has been turned on. They don't have water to the individual areas yet, but the main has been turned on. They're going to be firing up the boilers Friday, the remainder of the boilers. The air conditioning in the east wing is all up and running. They should be up and running on the west wing by the end of the week. The kitchen equipment has arrived and is being set up. A lot of floors are being finished. There's a lot going on right now. It's looking really, really good. I was there yesterday for the generator startup. I didn't actually get to witness the initial startup, but I did hear it running.
Mhm.
And it sounds great. It's not.
Quiet?
Well, I wouldn't say quiet, but it's not loud.
Yeah.
It's not obnoxious. You can carry on a conversation standing outside of it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Cracks in the floors. Have you
Cracks in
seen
the
them?
floors, I haven't seen a specific plan for them addressing it, but I know that they are going to address it before they get covered up.
Okay. Okay.
Before we leave the moving, so you're going to be looking at the both of the proposals and then get back to us next week, is that how?
The moving?
The moving,
Sure.
okay,
Yeah.
good, just so that we're clear. Phone design, we are having a meeting with Teletechniques tomorrow, having to do with our phone design. Obviously, what station needs what service essentially is we have the product, now they have to decide how many buttons and all of those kinds of things. That's tomorrow. And I'm sure shortly thereafter, we'll be talking, bringing Teletechniques with us to speak about the phone service and what service that we're beginning to look at as far as moving into the new building. Waste management.
Yeah.
Before you get into that, have you heard anything from our county attorney regarding the TV contract?
He's working on it. I spoke to him yesterday,
Okay,
but there's nothing definitive as we speak.
okay.
The line, though, is being brought in for our internet service, which is the same line, so that is progress. So then we'll hope to hear from
Okay.
the attorney soon.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Last week, I'd given you a proposal from Waste Management, a contract to sign, and I had indicated that there was going to be proposed cost savings for the county of approximately $6,970. A notation on the contract raised a red flag with Representative Babson, who's very familiar with this type of contract. He questioned a line that indicated a fixed 10% fuel and environmental fee. Possibly mistakenly, I was under the impression that this fee was included in the bottom line of the contract. As it turns out, I contacted the company representative, and he made it clear that this is a fee that is in addition to the bottom line of the contract. Therefore, I'd like to just review the cost savings to the county. It is not going to be $6,970. It's going to be more like $5,122. Still a cost savings, but less than I had previously anticipated. So I just wanted to make you aware of that.
And the contract is still under review by the
Yes,
county attorney?
contract is still under review, and I expect to get that back soon. That 10% fee is going to be added at the bottom of every invoice that they bill us for.
So the total cost with Waste Management is $20,328, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you have no idea when the county attorney is going to be finished with looking?
No,
at
he's
it?
working on a couple of lines on the, that are on the last page of the contract that I'm going to review with Waste Management.
Okay.
In a little further detail. I don't have enough information to present to you right now, but there are a couple questions that I'm going to reveal.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Have you seen his contract, Mr. Babson?
Yes, I have.
What changes?
That's why I noticed the 10%.
Yep.
But I would have them state in the contract when the 10% goes away, if it's a fuel charge, an environmental charge, or else add the 10% into the total cost of the bill, if they're gonna keep it. It's just another way of adding 10% onto your bill without
Yeah.
sort of hiding it.
When I get fuel delivered to my house, there's always a surcharge on it, which is separate. I don't know why they can't include that in the total either, but they don't. Anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, I'd make sure that they told me when it went away.
I think
If it goes
I don't
away.
think it goes away. No.
Well, then I would ask them to include it in my bill.